right.
Your hosts, Alex and Jose. What up, y'all?
Yeah.
Get ready.
Get ready, man.
The king of the game.
That's right.
Bad, the good. Everything universal. The positive and the negative. The
Everything in between, man.
good.
That's
the
right. Here we go.
That's
Yeah.
right. Sit back, relax.
So welcome back to another episode of The Mind Behind the Curtain. Today we have a special guest and an old friend of mine from back in the day. We grew up in North Van, Lim Valley area. That's right. It's Sean, our man. He's going to be joining us on this session called All Out Conspiracies.
Yeah.
Right on. I know, Jose, this is the thing that you love to talk about, man.
Oh, yeah.
And we got the best guests to bounce off some conspiracy myths, truths, ideas, foreseen, unforeseen.
What's real? What's wrong?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
So let's hit it off, man.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. So what are we going to do today? Are we going to talk about what's going on in the media over the last week, or what? Like,
Well, let's hit it off, man. What's
go
going
ahead.
on in the media in the last week, man. Let's
down.
go straight right there, right now.
first of all, in the last week, if you haven't been paying attention to mainstream media, we are a part of a galactic federation.
Okay. Yeah.
So, that said, I just want to stop right there for a second
Yeah.
because we're going to talk about conspiracy. 1980, we grew up.
Yep.
We watched the same stuff. We were exposed to the same stuff. We've seen what's going on in this world.
True.
During the 80s, what did we see a lot of in America? Abductions by aliens.
Oh yeah. Back in the 80s, that's when those farmers got abducted, right?
You had the circles. You had people saying they were tested if they were pregnant. They would get a belly put into their stomach and all needles.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the uncomfortable anal probing.
Exactly. But here's the thing I want to say about that, guys.
Yeah.
Modern medicine, if you know anything about having a kid if you're over 40, one of the things they do to check if your child is Down syndrome is they put a needle in your tummy.
Oh shit.
That's one. I believe that's one of the procedures they do. So I'm trying to say things they were doing back in the 80s. These people came on TV. They were laughed at, ridiculed, mocked,
Yeah.
made fun of, annihilated, basically. And now here we are, 2020, and you're having a leader of another country talking about something that people were laughed upon about 50 years ago, like over 40 years ago. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, okay, hold on. Right there alone, you know you've been lied to. You want to talk about conspiracy theory? Okay, look at JFK. The reason conspiracy theory exists is he said in one of his addresses to the American people, the secret societies. We have to stop the secret societies. What was he referring to, people?
Well, the Illuminati, the 1%, the elite.
Okay, but right there is the foundation. You have a secret society.
Yeah.
You have a president of the United States talking about it. What do you have then in the 80s? You have Ronald Reagan. And we all know what a fucking nut job he was. He wanted to build Star Wars.
That's right.
But what did he say to the American people in his State of the Union? The reason I'm building it is because of aliens. So those are two facts.
An outside threat.
Yeah, he wanted to protect the planet from
what
an
he
alien
said.
invasion. Yeah.
Okay.
Originally, but then he said also from the Russians.
But here,
from missiles coming in.
Okay,
from
but
the Russians.
here's the
But he
thing.
always said an outside threat.
Yeah.
But guys, every scientist who was ever part of that program, they're all dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, let's go into his idea. His idea was that he was going to build this satellite that was able to launch rockets,
Protect us and
right?
so forth,
protect
yeah.
us, and also was going to be equipped with some laser beam in the future and all this stuff.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
But here's the thing that this leader has just said. We made a peace treaty. What happened during that time period? We were on the verge of a nuclear war. There were suitcases all over Russia, all over America.
Yeah.
And then what did Reagan do and Gorbachev did? They got rid of all the nuclear weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, there was no search for weapons of mass distraction back then, man.
You had a complete
destruction, not distraction.
Distraction.
You had a global change.
You had distracted.
You had a global change. You had two powerhouses ready to blow up the friggin' world.
Right.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden say, hold up, wait a minute. Why? Because we're not the only fish in the sea, baby. If you're a mathematician and you know numbers, you know we're not the only thing that could exist.
Right.
Okay? So it's not like conspiracy theory people are crazy. They're not crazy. They're paying attention to shit that the rest of you are not.
Right.
I'm not, for me, when you're talking about all these lizard people and all this shit and all the different aliens, okay, everything's on the table now. But for me, look at the facts that we do know. I know Reagan said this. I know Kennedy said this. So therefore, I know those things exist.
Yeah.
So you're not going to tell me anything different because I have two leaders of the free fucking world saying this.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
So shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
No,
literally, like, if you're like honestly, if you're gonna be that
there's no
ignorant-
argument in that. There's no argument in that.
So that's what I'm trying to say. You can't argue with facts. You want to be a conspiracy theorist. You want to sound crazy and say all this and this and this. Yeah, people are gonna rip you apart.
Right.
Don't give them that shit.
Yeah, that's
Don't
right.
seem stupid.
That's right.
Just pay the fuck attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about what Reagan wanted to do, and Kennedy, he wanted to expose the elite and all that stuff, and say, let's
Take down the Federal Reserve.
let's give the power back to the people,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so if we were ever invaded by some alien force or alien race, would we want the people to control the earth, or would we want head officials to deal with the aliens? Because at the end, maybe the aliens want to control us, and that leads us into where we created by aliens. Because there's a theory that we were created by aliens to dig up all the gold.
If you look at the origin of man, they say it's
Yeah.
the African male is the genetic human being.
Right.
I mean, when we look at us, we're inferior.
Yeah.
We all know. Women know. Every man knows who's the ultimate physical being out of the human race. It's the black man.
Right.
That's just the bottom line.
Genetically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
built.
Physically, how we're built and so forth.
What do you call those Jakasulu guys, or the Sakazulus? What were they called? The warriors.
Yeah, Shaka Zulu.
Shaka Zulu,
Yeah,
like
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like that. So the origin of man, or where we came from, that's the origin of man. Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man.
What
Yeah.
the fuck are the rest of us then?
Yeah.
So you have a conversation because you have a lot of religion. You have the Bible. You have interpretation. You have this and this.
You have evolution, the theory of evolution.
You have everything.
Yeah.
And here's what I've always said to everyone. For me, I was a shy kid growing up. I paid attention to things. I went through a hard childhood. So therefore, I was more aware of my surroundings and what was going on. I also learned in history that society was always clueless.
Yeah.
And the minority always knew what was up.
Right.
Well, I have common sense.
Yeah.
So that's
Right,
the minority
right.
of society.
Yeah. Right.
The rest are fucking oblivious. And it's like, we have Donald Trump as president.
Yeah.
How did that happen, people? Because you weren't fucking paying attention.
Yeah.
You were letting the system take care of you. You weren't questioning it. You were just like, okay, I'll do my shit. Let them handle it. It's too big for me. I don't want to think about it. Your job as a human being is to always question things. Never trust the people in charge.
Right.
Because you come from a part of the world I don't come from.
Yeah.
But you know about suppression.
Yeah. Yeah.
North America,
Corruption.
We don't. We think we're free. We can do this and
Yeah.
this. Nothing will harm us.
Yeah.
But the rest of the friggin' world all know what the hell governments will do to its people.
Yeah.
But here we're kind of oblivious to it.
I mean, that's every, like, I can't speak for any other countries, but like all Latin American countries, all the people that are not well educated and that come from poor families, they always look as America, like, I mean, North America.
Yeah.
North America is Mexico as well, but
Yeah.
because some Salvadorians and some other countries, they look at Mexico as a promised land as well.
Yeah.
Argentina right now.
Yeah.
Argentina is looking at Mexico as a promised land. And these are all children from probably exiled Germans, bro. You go down to the Mayan Riviera, they're all white Argentinian kids working in all the restaurants because they're looking at Mexico as a promised land because they can get their jobs at the local resort, at the restaurant, because they will hire them because they're pretty. Fucking good looking people, man.
It's a
I'm not gonna
different
say
world.
it like fucking
It's a
the
truth.
Argentinian women. Damn, I don't know what they feed them, but holy shit, they're hot. But so anyway, but going back to like the uneducated indigenous Latino people, like the Latin race that is uneducated, that don't have money, that come from poverty, they look at America, like United States and Canada, as the promised land.
Of course, because you're free.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They come up here and they're like, dude, we don't have to worry about the cartel. We don't have to worry about a surplus of corruption within the government. We're not going to face racism. They're going to accept us, and we're going to be making some dollars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, most of them, there's no secret, come up here illegally and they work. And these people are honest, man. Honest working people. The working force, the majority of the working force downtown now, and it's no secret either, they're all construction workers from Latin America. You know? And some of them have excelled. Some of these guys that have been here for like 15, 20 years, they've opened up their own construction companies and they hire other Latinos. And, you know, obviously they're paying them under the table. They're not paying them what they're supposed to be. And there should be a union that actually helps these people. And the government is trying to do its best to actually sponsor these workers, right? But going back to freedom and all this stuff, when they realize that they have to become legit, now they become Canadianized or they become Americanized, now what do they gotta do? Pay taxes, man. And then they realize, holy shit, I gotta pay to live here? I gotta pay to live here. Shit,
Yep.
I can't pick up and go anytime I want.
Yep.
And especially right now with this COVID thing, look at the borders are closed. You maybe in the future you're not gonna be able to like fucking travel without a vaccine.
Without a car.
Is that freedom?
All of it.
It's not freedom. When you realize that, and then not only that, but I had one guy who actually became Canadianized, and I asked him. I said, "So did you have to pledge your allegiance to the Queen?" He goes, "No, they didn't say anything about that. We just have to pledge our allegiance to Canada." And he goes, "What about you?" And I go, "When I became Canadian,
the
I had to
Queen.
pledge my allegiance to the Queen." I go, "Did you read the paperwork?" And then he goes, "You know what? I'm gonna go back." So when he read the contract that they gave him, it said, "You, as a Canadian citizen, have to pledge the allegiance to the Queen, and you are in Crown land."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This land belongs to the Queen, man. So he's like,
always
dude,
has,
what
man.
the fuck?
Well, it's like if you, I think I sent it to you before. It's called the Fed in America, and basically it's when slavery was put into place. But it made basically property, right? When slavery was put into place, but it actually wasn't just for slavery; it was for everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
And like we actually have no purpose of life. We are not free souls. We are actually like part of the corporation. We're owned. We're property.
right.
We're cattle.
That's right.
Like we are. So
Yeah.
if people don't think they're going to test you as a friggin' lab rat, you need to wake the fuck up.
That's right.
Because let's talk about this COVID. Like we're talking conspiracy
Yeah,
because
the
this is a
conspiracy.
big
Yeah,
shit right
yeah.
now. Okay.
And on that point, I just want to touch on a point that you said before you continue.
Yeah.
That we do belong to a corporation.
Yeah.
Canada is a business.
Yeah.
Canada, it's its own corporation. United States is its own corporation.
Yeah.
They have their own branding. They have their own labels. They have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're their workers, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue. Yeah.
What was I going to say now?
The Fed, you were talking about the Feds and like how the land and everybody's slaves across the board.
No, the last part, it was something completely different now.
We could rewind it.
No, I completely forgot. It's okay.
It's all right, man.
I'm a Gemini, man. It happens all
People
the time.
watching are gonna be like, "Dude, this is what you were talking about, man."
I know. It happens, man. Sorry.
It's it's the COVID. You were saying about the COVID.
Okay, yes, thank you. It's the COVID. Okay, right now, I've lost a relative to COVID. Okay, I know it's a real disease.
Sorry to hear that, bro.
And within 24 hours,
Yeah.
he was in a coma. 3 weeks later, they had to pull the plug. My mechanic, he knew about 5 people that died. I know other people that had it, take some vitamin C. Other people had it, recovered, no problem.
Yeah.
For me, I look at the numbers. Okay, and I've been around a long time. I've
Yeah.
seen other viruses come out.
Yeah.
The flu one, the bird one, like when my kids had to get the vaccine, I was like, okay, shouldn't I? But it's like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to risk their life. I have
Yeah.
to protect them.
That's right.
This is complete. I have vaccines. I'm not against them.
Yeah.
But what the fuck is going on right now, people? It's got nothing to do with a fucking virus or anything like that. It's about your goddamn freedom.
That's what it is.
And this is why I say this, okay? Because
No, it's true, man. Sorry, man.
if the kids are
We
in
have a little
school,
technical problem here, but no, go ahead. Keep going, man. This is good. This is good.
Are you hearing this?
Yeah, I'm hearing. I'm
Okay.
hearing.
Yeah.
Kids are in school, okay? The first COVID, my kid graduated. The schools were shut down. They had no graduation,
Yeah.
no nothing, okay? And right now, kids are in school. We know they're the biggest germ carriers there are. I know from talking to doctors that the kids are the ones getting the friggin' virus and bringing it back to home because other people, they're keeping quarantine, they're doing everything they're supposed to, but
Yeah.
now all of a sudden they're getting sick.
Yeah.
Why? Because the kids are still in school.
Yeah. But that's no secret, though. Kids have always been bringing germs back
But okay,
home, man.
if we were
That's
worried
like-
about this spreading, why the hell
Yeah,
are they
you're
in
opening
school?
yeah.
Shut it down for 6 weeks
Yeah.
like you did the first time because
Yeah.
that's supposedly the incubation period.
That's right.
And then we can all get back to normal living.
Yeah.
But you haven't had that. You've had businesses shut down. You've had an economic change all over the fucking goddamn world. That's why you got conspiracy theories going off the fucking chain right now, people. And the reason also is because of December 21st. Like, I had this conversation a couple of days ago, and I realized from the Mayan calendar to Nostradamus to all the fucking whacked out shit that there is for the end of the world, all that crap. What happens on December 21st?
You were talking about the alignment, right?
We have
that's your birthday, bro. All right, man. Well, check this. Check what's gonna happen on fucking.
We have an alignment of
Yeah.
the planets that hasn't happened in 6,000 to 800 years. Like,
Yeah,
there's different
I heard about
reports on it.
Yeah.
So I've also had people, like, the randomest people, family, friends, and so forth, that you don't get into these conversations with, but
Yeah.
they've been having bad dreams.
Yeah.
And, like, they've been sensing an
And they're
energy.
very vivid too.
Yeah, and it's like, I've had it, and it's like, I haven't had vivid dreams in, like, decades.
Yeah.
But it's just like, we are all at a point in time, in my opinion, of mankind, where we're just tired of the fucking lies and the bullshit.
No. Yeah.
And I think that's why everything is going off the way it is right now, because
Well-
the term of woke.
Well, there's exactly.
We're
but
connected.
There's something really going on, and I feel this because I got tinnitus, right?
Yeah.
And at nighttime, before going to sleep, like between I'll say 10 to 1 a.m. around that period, my tinnitus is so extreme.
Right.
Right. So
Yeah.
I think that there is some type of energy happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're definitely picking up.
Frequency
You're
of
definitely
some
picking up
sort.
on a frequency or
Yeah.
some type of vibration
Yeah.
that is creating that that ringing in your in your ear, right? Because it's a ringing
It's,
tone,
you
right?
know,
Or it's
buzz.
buzzing. Yeah, so it's buzzing, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, only you can hear it.
Yeah. So there's
Oh, dude, I've had that my whole fucking life.
Yeah, I've had it all my life too.
Okay, so
Like,
I'm
not all
not.
my whole life, but I've had it for the last 3 years.
Oh, I've had it my
They-
whole fucking life.
They must have installed some type of antenna or some type of
Okay, no.
Fido tower.
But I
in
thought
your
it was just a
place.
frequency of like
Yeah.
you're just hearing something and it's just like a frequency thing you're
Yeah.
picking up on.
Yeah.
Is that abnormal?
No, well,
Well, it's called tinnitus.
I didn't know there was a name.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a name for it. I just been.
Apparently, what it is it's
There's a
your
name for it.
audio nerve, right? And it's connected to your inner ear,
Yeah.
but it's also connected to your right vortex or your left vortex.
Yeah, because you always seem to hear it in like a certain side too, more than the
Exactly.
other
so
side.
It's your brain, it's
Yeah.
not your
Yeah.
ear, actually.
Right.
That just
Well,
fucked me up because I didn't even know what the hell it
We're
was
definitely
called.
walking antennas, man. We're definitely walking.
we are.
We're,
Yeah.
we're
Higher-
basically like a satellite dish
Yeah.
picking up
We're connected.
frequencies and energies.
I said this to you.
We're
I
full
go.
of energy.
Yeah.
That's what we are.
Yeah.
I said this to you. I go. It's like when you haven't seen a friend in like so long.
Yeah, bro.
And all of a sudden, within that week, you either run into them or they phone.
That's right.
That's
right.
just connection.
Yeah.
That's
It is.
that's the
Yeah.
power that
It's
we
like
have.
telepathic.
Because you
Yes.
thought about it, your thoughts manifested it into the reality of things.
I lived
Yeah.
a horrible life. I went down a bad path. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna get into it because we're live here.
Yeah, we'll save it for another episode.
But just put it this way, I understand karma and energy,
Yeah.
and I know what comes with it. And when I lived the life I lived, I know what came with it. And when I changed my life, I know what came with it. So I know that's all positive. And I know what I'm dealing with now, how my life is, and how I used to deal with things. Like, dude, my mentality was like, it was a G mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like you cross a certain code. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, we
Yeah.
play by this rule. This is what happens.
Yeah.
But you get karma back with that.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, tenfold.
Exactly. And so for me, it's like I've met other people in my life that are completely different. I had a friend get diagnosed with a tumor and yet just go live life and go after this and this. And I'm like, most people would rage and fucking smash shit. Like,
Yeah.
I've never met anyone who reacted like that.
Yeah, positive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, the tumor shrank, like I drank candy water, like learned all these things. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we got to get into that water, bro, because
Dude.
that's another
What
thing.
water?
Canyon water.
Canyon water, man.
Dude, like my health was so shit. Like I did drugs, alcohol, like you name it, I've abused my body to hell. And turning 40, it's like that all of a sudden you're 40, every friggin' bone in your body starts to act up.
Yeah.
Oh, so fucking true. As you know, you're a couple years older than me. This lady, she lived in my building, barely spoke any friggin' English. And she's like, I'm holding I got the dad body at the time. She's like, I have something for you to try. And I'm like, okay, what? She's like, water. And I didn't want to be rude, but I nearly laughed in her face. I'm like, what the fuck is water going to do to me? I didn't see a presentation. I'm like, save your shit. Like, I'll drink your water just to amuse you. And I
How do you spell that water?
Kangen. And I basically tested it over a period of time, and I didn't change my diet. And I'm like, I used to have terrible pains in my gut.
ING.
And then Kangen.
K-A-A-N-G.
N-G-E-N.
Kenya.
G? Yeah, K-A-N-G.
Oh, fuck. I'm dyslexic. Cajun water.
Canyon water. It's a Japanese thing. It's been around for like 40 plus years. And basically all it does, it takes out the lye and the chlorine in your tap water.
Filter water from Ignatic Mage.
It alkalizes it.
Oh, yeah, yo.
And basically, if you ever heard of Scott Hamilton, when he turned your hand-
Alkaline ionized water.
It's
yeah,
alkaline,
you
yeah.
had
Yeah,
Scott
yeah.
Hamilton. He's got a tumor, right? He was
Yeah.
on the Rich Eisen show before they took it off the air, and he goes, "I'm drinking this water, and my tumor is shrinking. The type
Oh,
of tumor
shit.
he has does not shrink.
Yeah.
Like his doctor, she had it when she was a child,
Yeah.
especially the department. He's like, no.
Yeah.
So for me, I didn't know anything about the science for a year. I used it on my kids. My mom has Parkinson's. I used it on my kids coaching soccer. My body, like, dude, all the area here that we can't get rid of at our age.
Yeah.
Okay.
The pouch.
Yeah, okay. Dude, I drank 1.5 liters morning, lunch, and a little bit in the evening. 6
Liter and a
months.
half.
6
Yeah,
months,
yeah.
gone. Didn't change my
Yeah.
diet, still worked out the same, nothing else. And basically, it gets the water molecule so small, it gets into your cells, it cleans out that shit.
Right.
When you have tap water, it's so big, it doesn't get into your bloodstream properly and clean you up.
Plus, it's filled with fluoride and fucking
And that's the
bleach
shit you
and all
feel.
that
That's the
shit.
shit you feel in your gut.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I've been on it 4 years, and my doctor, because I had heart issues, like genetic heart issues, I was worried about stroke and heart attack. I'm in the best health of my fucking life.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Like I have energy. Like, dude, no, I'm talking like I had kids. I was broken. My body, like
bro.
the pain I went through. Like I'm like I was accepting the depression of this was going to be my life.
Right, yeah.
So how I am now,
Good.
night fucking day.
All right, man. We're coming up to the 20-minute mark. Yeah. All right, man. Well, yeah. On that topic, man, like the drinking water is so vital, man. Especially like alkaline water, like purified water. You know, if you drank half a liter in the morning, half a liter in the afternoon, and half a liter at night.
Yeah, 6 months
that's
I was down to like
a liter and a half, right?
It's under 4 liters. It's like you're like just around 4 liters.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
4
machine's
liters,
like
4
about
liters, yeah.
$3,000 or something like
there's
that.
$5,000 for the top one, and then can you finance it? Like for me, I put $350 down, $350 to save up for the down payment.
Yeah.
And like I'm a single dad, and my mom's got Parkinson's. I work part time.
Yeah.
I don't make a lot of fucking money, but I used to shit for a year. She was moving,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, I need one of those before you go because this works.
And that's you know that in itself can be a conspiracy of why don't they tell us about these things? Man?
Because cancer, man, there's no money in
there's no
trading
money,
it,
Right?
Yeah.
Like they're
And
cancer.
now they're putting water in the stock market, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told you about the fucking machine to change
Yeah,
the goddamn
you did.
ocean water to make it drinkable.
Make it drinkable.
So it's
Yeah.
just like, okay, people,
Yeah.
wake your fucking head up.
Yeah. So that's a conspiracy in itself, right
Exactly.
there. That they want to keep us blind from that.
Dude,
Right?
they keep you ill because they make money off you. You look at Western medicine.
And that's no conspiracy.
And that's what the
That is-
vaccinations
that
are
is
going to
true.
actually do to people.
the vaccine
man.
is not something that you need. Put it this way.
Yeah, man.
And the reason I say that, people, is look at Pfizer. They have the biggest lawsuit in American history, and they
Very
told
true.
their doctors in the past to lie about a product.
Right.
Okay, Bill Gates is funded with this product. Okay, and that's what I'm trying to say. This isn't conspiracy. You're talking about a man who wants to get rid of species. You're talking a man about who said overpopulation, wants to get rid of the human race.
Yeah.
Okay, and now yet he's the one financing and pushing a fucking vaccine.
Yeah.
Hello.
Meanwhile, his family's growing. he's having family like members grow every year.
But I'm just trying to say, it's just like, question it.
Yeah, you have to question it. You have
That's
to question
all. Like, don't think
Connect the
conspiracy.
dots.
Well, we're gonna leave you with that. Just connect the dots, follow the money, see where everything goes.
Pay attention.
Pay attention. I mean, we can call it a conspiracy, but we can also call it the truth. You know. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We're gonna do a part 2 because
Yeah,
definitely
we ran out of time.
we ran out of time.
Later.